Somalia's war didn't stay in Somalia, it threatened the world. For decades, the name Somalia has been linked with chaos, conflict, and collapse. But how did the breakdown of a single nation on the Horn of Africa become a top priority for global superpowers, sparking a massive international response on land and at sea? This is the story of how a failed state unleashed threats that crossed continents. Our story begins in 1991 with the collapse of Somalia's central government. A power vacuum opened up, and the country plunged into a brutal civil war. Law and order vanished. In this environment of total collapse, something new and dangerous began to grow. Armed factions, criminal syndicates, and extremist ideologies found fertile ground in the wreckage. Without a state to stop them, they flourished. From this chaos, the extremist group Al-Shabaab emerged. Exploiting the instability, they built training camps, spread their violent ideology, and began launching devastating attacks first within Somalia, then spilling across its borders into neighboring countries like Kenya and Uganda. What was once a local power struggle had morphed into a regional and international terror threat. Animated maps in intelligence briefings around the world began lighting up, showing East Africa as a new front in the global war on terror. The world was forced to pay attention, but the danger wasn't just on land. As Somalia's economy crumbled, its long coastline, one of the most strategic in the world, became a new kind of battleground. Fishermen and former militiamen, with no other way to survive, turned to the sea. This was the dawn of modern piracy. Suddenly, massive cargo ships, oil tankers, and private yachts navigating the vital Gulf of Aden shipping lane were being hijacked. Images of masked pirates holding crews at gunpoint and demanding multi-million-dollar ransoms dominated global news. This wasn't just crime, it was a direct attack on the global economy. Shipping routes were disrupted, insurance costs skyrocketed, and the flow of goods to Europe and Asia was under threat. The world supply chain was being held hostage. The international response was unprecedented. A coalition of navies from the US, Europe, and Asia descended upon the Somali coast, creating one of the largest anti-piracy task forces in history. Warships patrolled the seas, armed guards were placed on commercial vessels, and a high-stakes cat-and-mouse game began in the Indian Ocean. While these efforts eventually suppressed the piracy threat, they highlighted a critical reality. A security vacuum in one part of the world creates dangers for everyone. But this intervention came at a cost. The militarization of the region brought foreign military bases, drone surveillance, and intense counter-terrorism operations. While these actions were aimed at neutralizing threats, they also had a profound impact on the Somali people. Civilians were caught in the crossfire, communities were destroyed, and entire generations grew up knowing only conflict. The very instability that created these problems was now being met with more force, raising complex questions about the long-term consequences of foreign intervention. From the rise of a terror group with global ambitions to a piracy epidemic that threatened international trade, Somalia's collapse sent shockwaves around the planet. It served as a stark lesson. In our interconnected world, no crisis is truly local. The story of Somalia is a powerful reminder that when a state fails, the consequences rarely stay within its borders. Global security, it turns out, truly begins with local stability. Thanks for watching. If you want to uncover more real stories from around the world, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Reality Vault TV.